All right. So, when we left off,
Mm-hmm.
you all had just discovered that Volothamp Gedon had not cheated you out of your reward, but had gotten himself into a bit of trouble and couldn't pay you the way that you expected him to be able to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of giving you the remaining 90 gold apiece for your excellent work rescuing his friends, Flume, he instead offered you the deed to a abandoned manor house deep within the rich part of town of Waterdeep. Unfortunately, the house does need some repairs since it has been abandoned for a while. And you're kind of left with an empty building and no immediate work to do just yet. I gave a brief overview of the area around you, what buildings and people were around you,
Mm-hmm.
and that was where we left off, with you settling into and deciding what to do with the Troll Skull Manor.
Beef is left off inspecting the kitchen. Making sure that it's bake ready.
Well, so the kitchen is... It doesn't look like it was set up for a lot of baked goods.
Mm-hmm.
There's a large stone fireplace with a spit in front of it and a couple of hooks to hang some Dutch ovens.
Mm-hmm.
There is a basic like prep table, which you could
Mm-hmm.
probably prep some dough on, but it looks like it was used mostly for butchering meat.
Mm-hmm.
There's several Dutch ovens hanging on hooks. Some stacks and stacks of wooden bowls in one corner. A pile of what looks like bones of some kind in one corner. Like, not like a skeleton, but like bones that would be in a like primals in certain cuts of meat
Mm-hmm.
from butchering that just weren't thrown away.
Offended.
It's a tavern.
Right.
It
Oh,
is in
yeah.
fact
I know.
a porterhouse, which is where that name for that cut of steak comes from.
Oh, okay. I learned a thing today. And also I learned about retaliation.
Anyway, so I don't think I tallied up your XP for last week.
Oh no, you didn't.
So let me see. You all fought a Durgar, a half orc mage, and a brain doggo.
Yes.
Brain dorgo. The Illithid does not count towards your XP because he got away.
Yes.
But let's see. It is Grumshar, the half orc. He is worth. Why did my teeth just rattle? That was weird. He is worth a whopping 50 XP. Divided between the three of you, so not great. Let's see. And the creatures and monsters. Let's see. The Durgar is worth 200. Whoops, nope. That's not right. 50 plus 200, not 5,200. It's one number, which becomes 50,200. I'm sure you'd like that XP, but no.
I
And
wouldn't
then
complain.
Intellect Devourer was actually the highest challenge rating thing in there. He is 450.
Oh.
So that comes to 700 divided by 3. 234 experience each.
All right. Oh, I don't have the calculator out anymore.
234?
Well, technically 233.333333333333333. So I'm just going to round up.
Thank you for doing that.
Hey, that puts us
925.
to that looks like it's past 900.
Then
Yep,
that's then
that
you're at
would
level
make
3.
it level 3.
Oh no.
So we're at 925?
We have to
Yeah, we're at
level up
925.
again.
Yep, you have to level up.
That
Should have
means
done
I
that.
have to get my book.
Should have done that
Turn my
last
lights
week. I
back on.
apologize.
Hey, it's alright. Worse things could have befallen us, like being eaten by a crew or something.
I actually like that you're actually leveled up because that means I can move on with the main plot and not have to come up with a random side quest to get you to level 3.
I think Thomas was even speculating that we probably would have gotten to level 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
It just says
I
if
was kind of sure.
it just says if you
very close.
somehow don't, like if there's a larger party. Because with a larger party, you wouldn't be level 3. Because the more people you have to split that XP between, the less each of you get.
Fair.
There was also, I don't know if there were any more encounters in the sewers, but there was
get another
a whole
spell slot.
arm that we did not poke our heads
Oh, that's
down.
right, the goblins?
No, the
All the
goblins.
goblins down there?
The
Oh,
goblins I
okay.
counted, or did I?
No, I'm just saying
No, I
that
counted
there
that
was
one before. Yeah, I know what
there
you
was
mean.
a
There
whole
was one
other-
there was a side encounter that's not part of the game.
Oh, yeah!
Is there?
Yep.
I was saying that I didn't know if there were more encounters. I just knew from the map that we didn't. There was a it was the cross intersection, and we didn't go to the south.
Yeah. If you go to the
We didn't
south,
go
there's a
one
narrow.
direction.
If you go to the south, there's a narrow crack you can squeeze through that is a were-rat den, and there's a were-rat in there.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I would have been able to fit through that.
Specializations.
It says medium-sized creatures can squeeze through it, so I don't know.
I'm barely medium sized.
Yeah, I don't know on that one.
I'll squeeze you through.
But that was the only other NP. That was the only other guy down there. Was just a single were-rat,
Okay.
a halfling were-rat.
The worst kind.
Oh, yes.
So how long does
No,
it take to
no.
learn a new spell in D&D?
80 bajillion years.
As a divine character, you just have access to the full list, and you can just memorize a set of spells every time you take a long rest. You can swap out what spells you have memorized every time you long rest.
You're fucking kidding me. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
It says that under your spellcasting description in the book.
Yep.
I will know where to look next time. Thank you.
Yeah, the divine
I get
casters all
that
have that.
mixed up all the fucking time.
All of the
This is
divine
the first time I'm
casters.
playing a cleric. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Druid, Paladin,
Divine
and Cleric all get
casters.
that. Oh, and Ranger. No, wait, not Ranger. But Druid, Paladin, and Cleric all have that.
Yeah. Rangers are the same kind of prepared spell.
Are they? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I get
Every
it, bro.
wisdom-based caster works like that.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because quote-unquote wisdom-based casters are quote unquote divine.
Yeah.
Equal to your wisdom modifier
Yeah.
plus your level. Oh
Yeah.
wow, I can have
That's the number you can.
Run.
Yeah, that's the number you can have active at a time. But if you're going I don't ever use this spell, you can swap it out for something else anytime you take a long rest.
She's
That's
druid.
I-
No, thank you.
Roll a 5. It looks like it rolled a 5. That is.
Oh, I
I
should
do
be
not-
rolling for health, shouldn't I?
I do not like the breakdown when I mouse over the roll for my hit die.
weird.
There's so much stuff.
5
What is it
plus
saying?
1. Is that
It
5?
looks like it. I guess it rolled a. Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, it shows the breakdown
Roll that.
on the
Nice.
1 times 4 because if you
Okay, I
roll,
get
you
8.
can roll more than 1 hit die. It probably.
Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah, the word I'm looking for is multiplies.
Gotcha.
Or
The con bonus.
So 6 is the base.
Correct.
The-
One less
I
than
get-
half. Yeah. 6 for a D10, 7 for a D12, 5 for a D8, 4 for D6.
So I get 10 hidden points.
Yep.
Right tool for the job. Oh yeah, that's where I get to make any type of tool.
Yeah, you can spend some sort of rest to make any toolkit you want temporarily. Until you want a different one.
It takes an hour of uninterrupted work, and then it can coincide with a long or short
Tool?
rest.
Yeah.
And they vanish whenever you use the feature again.
Yep.
So you're never without your tools as long as you have some set of tools. So if you have Tinker's tools, you can always have the correct tool for the job. Or make one, MacGyver style.
MacGyver style.
While you're leveling up, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
No problem. I'm preparing my
That's
list
why
of
he didn't
spells.
calculate experience last week. He knew he'd need to save it for a restroom break.
Exactly. 100%.
The long plan.
The long con.
Okay, so this caster's interesting. Right. Okay. There we go. Oh, wait. Yes, I can do that. I think. Is that a... Yes, it's level 1.
And I get my tool.
Ah, fireworks are going off.
Over by you.
Yep.
I am proficient now with heavy armor.
Why though? Type. Type a lot.
I gotta stop getting stuff from UA articles. I have to type so fucking much.
Whose fault is that?
Mine.
Theirs
Mhm.
for not publishing it yet.
Exactly. See, you're both correct.
Carrot.
On the one hand, it's their fault for not publishing it yet. On the other hand, it's not really your fault because the cooler things don't get published.
Right. I mean, how long did it take them to put an artificer in? And then they went with the slightly less cool version.
Don't even get me started on how my favorite paladin build is never going to be published.
The fucking psionic class.
Mystic's never going to get published either. The psionic subclasses that they've added have a higher likelihood of getting published than the Mystic.
They don't want players to have fun. Or at least in UA. Or in Adventure League. Adventure League is not designed for fun.
The problem there isn't people having fun. It's that the people that play in the sanctioned things can't keep themselves from power gaming. Like, why wouldn't I change this power because it's super useful and incredibly powerful? I don't know. Maybe because that's not the kind of character you're building?
To be fair, when we went into Adventure League, and it was my first time ever playing, and then we had that hellscape of the Underdark campaign. it made me want a power game a little bit.
That was because of a bad book.
I mean, to be fair, yes.
And I'm back.
Hello.
Welcome back.
And
I'm
immediately,
still leveling because I have a lot of stuff to write down.
immediately having flashbacks upon being.
Eyes.
I remember what we were gonna do. We were gonna go talk to respective guilds.
Oh yeah, because we all
No.
need licensing and such.
No, I
Yep.
don't.
I do.
I do.
That's because you're going the legal route.
Mostly legal. Bold of you to assume I'm doing anything legally.
You have a mountain of paperwork you're going to fill out.
Bold of you to assume I'm going to fill out everything legally.
Okay. That's I won't protect you when you get in trouble with the law.
Bold of you to assume I will get in trouble with the law.
I don't think it's that bold.
Bold of you to assume that I will be bold.
So, let's see.
There we go. I have not 7 spells. I can get one more.
Do we have a spare suit of heavy armor kicking around in any of our inventories?
Nope.
I think you're carrying some. Didn't you take someone's armor?
Oh yeah. I pulled off that dude's scale mail. That is
Oh.
right. That is in my inventory right there. But I don't think it would
Scale
actually
mail,
do me
right?
any good right now. Let's see.
There are fireworks going on.
Okay. So, are you all going to want to open the tavern as some sort of business?
No. That's my vote.
We won't be around.
Character is. Yeah, we're not going to be around to do it, but Beef technically came here to proselytize via bread.
Okay. Well, so here are the expenses for Troll Skull. Just to renovate the building, regardless of what you want to renovate it into, will cost you 1,000 gold total. If you wish to open it up as a business, that will cost you an additional 250 gold in license fees and contracts that must be paid up front before you start opening the business. You can hire hirelings to keep the business running when you're not there. That costs 50 gold a 10-day. And it also costs just 10 gold per 10-day for all other expenses to keep the business running.
Okie dokie.
So basically, we have to already have money and have steady income.
Correct.
Yeah, we gotta have some starting capital
That we don't have. I don't think we even have enough for renovations.
Because the game expects you to do some side missions because it expects a larger party, which is a way for you to earn some additional money. Do you want to do some of those, perhaps?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. We're playing regardless.
eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, still typing.
I mean, me too, but talking type.
I guess I got lucky at my level 3 then.
You're not playing something that has a lot of information.
So let's see.
Echo
That's
not
why I
the
said I
man
got
of
lucky.
this is I'll show you what just happened to me. And this is, yeah, see? Look at that.
Is it in Discord?
No,
Oh, I see it. Oh
very
God.
long ability.
Hmm.
And that's in an official book. It's just I just don't have it in the compendium, so he had to type it up.
Got it.
And that's in the new Wildmouth book, so it's not UA or anything. It's
canon.
it is allowed.
I still don't get why why Wizards was willing to publish the second Taldore book, the second Exandria book, but not the first one.
I have
That's
no idea.
always going to bother me.
You could write them and ask.
Different people, probably.
I think no, it's
It
not.
might be a time frame type of deal.
I think it was only because Mercer wanted the Taldore book published then, and it didn't fit WotC's release schedule. I think that's probably the only reason. They
Might have been,
probably
yeah.
wanted to, but it wasn't going to fit into the books like the book schedule they already had. And Mercer wanted the book to get out and published.
Yeah.
And then they were able to work together to fit Wildmount in to the release schedule.
Are you okay,
Sorry.
Garrett?
No, he's dying.
So let's
I'm
see.
dead.
We've got an artificer. What is everyone's alignment? Just out of curiosity.
I would imagine beef is good.
Chaotic good.
Apparently, I'm chaotic good. I don't remember what the rationale was for that, but
Sorry, I'm only laughing because Beefy Boy has been the most lawful of all of us.
He has been the lawful beef, the
He's like-
USDA approved beef.
probably
like
made
a
him
good boy.
chaotic good because I anticipated shenanigans with heisting, and heisting in my mind, I think of Payday the Heist.
That's
So I mean, I'm like, okay, well, we got to have some chaos in here because I can't have a lawful character in a heist game.
I mean, you could. It could happen.
We'll see.
Okay, let's see here.
Neutral
The thing
good.
is, I forgot about the slew of other characters that I made, and I'm like, let's do the bread cleric.
So
That would have probably fit the.
no, that's all right. So, I'm trying to decide
just
what
wanna
groups would approach your group. Because there are several organizations.
Well, outside of what we've just done, who actually has exposure in this city?
You.
Exactly.
Well, all of these are determined by the thing you've just done, because you rescued a major noble. Rainier Neverember has a lot of friends in a lot of various organizations, apparently.
And he's a noble, so he's just gonna talk about it.
You saved him from kidnappers. So
Can't just keep his mouth.
nope. You also didn't tell him to keep his mouth shut.
True.
All right, so while you are really, Cat, you're just gonna sit on the book. Okay.
Mhm.
Right on the part of the text that I need to read. There we go.
Cats are good about that.
All right,
They
so they do know.
Wow. Excuse.
So, as you all are getting settled into Troll Skull Manor, a couple of days after you settle in and are sort of organizing your areas and deciding what to do. Let's see. Beef. As you
Yes.
are working in the kitchen, you hear the sound of light scratching coming from one of the windows of the kitchen part of the house.
He's gonna hum to himself, and he's going to go investigate.
There is a large white house cat sitting at the window.
I will take a look at this cat. Perhaps the Lady of the Wheat hath sent a messenger. He's going to let the cat in.
All right. You open the window to let the cat in, and it hops up onto a barrel inside the kitchen. It looks at you with large, bright green eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, in a melodious male voice, says, "Interested in joining the Emerald Enclave? Come meet us at Hokulomer in the Southern Ward."
Emerald Enclave.
The Emerald Enclave is a global spanning organization that is nature clerics, druids, and rangers, mostly. The group that is keenly most interested in maintaining the natural order of nature. So, temples of Shantae are connected to it. Druid circles are, things like that.
I see.
So I'm
This
actually going
might be an interesting. An interesting word that my brain forgot. Venture to follow.
actually going to switch to the city map so I can just ping locations as they are revealed.
He's gonna go. As you're doing that, his next action would be to go to everyone else to talk to him about the Emerald Enclave and say how much peace. You know, no, we could just roleplay that out. Never mind.
Hokulomer is not marked on the map as far as I can see. But it's somewhere in the Southern Ward, which is down this area.
Okay. Friends, I have been brought news by a messenger of Ashante, the Lady of the Wheat. There is recruitment for the Emerald Enclave that seems like a lucrative and holy venture to pursue.
I just remind you that's where you currently are, Troll Skull Alley. In
Yes,
the northern ward. Later that day, Primrose.
Oh, I was muted. I was going to ask if that name meant anything to me when he said it.
What, the Emerald Enclave?
Yes.
The Emerald Enclave is one of the 5 world famous adventuring global spanning organizations. So pretty much everyone would have at least heard of it.
And what are they on about?
They apparently just want their cow friend to possibly join because he's a nature cleric and he seems to be an adventurer because he helped out Volo.
No, I just meant the organization with their MO.
Protect the order of nature. Hang on, let me see. It actually lists what each of their MOs are in the city. Hang on a second. Where are you, Emerald Enclave? Breaking the law. breaking the law.
Where?
Okay. They help guard the city against unnatural threats, including aberrations and undead. They also walk over the City of the Dead, Waterdeep's public cemetery, and maintain the city's parks.
Oh, nice.
That is what they do in the city itself.
You want to work for the grave diggers and pox system? That's no, thank you.
But
Not
it would be
really
most
interested in that kind of work.
it would be a very spiritually fulfilling adventure. The Lady of the Wheat calls to me in my sleep sometimes, and I expect that she may tell me about how proud she would be for me to join. Moo.
Yeah, maybe that sounds like something you might want to get checked out.
Okay. So that same day, whilst you are moving some stuff around your third story bedroom, Primrose, that you are knocking the walls out of to make a larger room.
Well, I'm wait for the professionals. I'm
Okay.
just gonna bust walls down.
Fair enough.
Right now, one is going to be one is just going to be an extra room, and the bed will be in the one that has the heating
Okay.
in it.
Gotcha. But as you are sort of working around in the building, getting stuff organized or whatever you want to do there, a voice echoes through your head. A female voice.
Get out of my head!
It says pick a character at random, and I'm like, I'll pick the character who doesn't like people talking to him psychically. The voice says, I am Vajra Safar, the Blackstaff. Come to Blackstaff Tower in the Castle Ward at once. Bring your compatriots.
I swing around and punch a hole in the wall because I'm swinging at what I thought was talking at me first in my room.
Sure.
And then I look around. Who is that? Get out of my head.
It is a sending spell, so there is no response. The sending spell has been sent.
I grab my left shoulder. I walk downstairs. I look at Bernard. You! Didn't I tell you to stay out of my head?
Bernard's gonna I guess he'd be underneath a table with his tools splayed out around him, and some sort of van brace with a whole bunch of steampunk gadgetry, and he'll wake up, bump his head on the desk, just
Wake up in the middle of the day?
I've been up late. What do you want from me?
I'm gonna grab him by his collar and pull him out from under the table and sort of stand him up. I told you to stay out of my head.
I've been sleeping. What do you want from me?
I told you, move my face in real close to his, to stay out of my head. Say you're sleeping.
Me?
Voices up there.
Sleeping under the bench. No talkie, mind.
Near my eyes. Then who the hell's talking in my head?
I don't know, but it sounds like
It
something
ain't
you ought to get
you.
checked out.
I actually smirk and start to chuckle. But then I go straight face again. I'm like, listen here, boy. You better make sure you don't crossed the wrong side of the gruesome, or I might have to do something about it. And sort of like, as I said that, I kind of like picked him up off the ground and I put him back down. What's a
You know-
black staff?
Now that I know that it's not real anymore, it really doesn't have the same effect.
So,
Just because it's a stage don't mean none of it's real.
It still doesn't have the same effect.
so he asked you, what's a black staff? Bernard.
Oh, ask me?
Yes.
Yeah, I put you down and I said, what's a black staff?
Can I make a roll to see if that rings any bells?
Sure. With advantage, since you are a urchin who has lived all your life in Waterdeep.
What kind of roll would you like, sir? Streetwise?
That would technically be what it is if that was a skill anymore.
I have Arcana. That doesn't apply.
Actually, yes, Arcana would apply.
Hey, how's that 25?
Not good enough.
The black staff is the what is the description? The black staff is the like official head mage of the Mages Guild in Waterdeep.
What do you want with a Mages Guild, anyhow?
Why is someone from a mage's guild talking in my head, telling me to come see him?
You said Blackstaff, right?
Yeah. What was the person's name?
Vajra Safar. You also know, Bernard, that Vajra also has direct control of a group of contracted adventurers and mercenaries that work directly for the city, known as Force Grey.
Oh, okay. I
Yes.
understand that one.
I think the voice said its name was Vajra.
That is ringing a bell. It sounds like that one wizard.
She's
Hard
a
to
wizard.
tell what people like to go by these days.
Vajra
She,
is the black staff.
She is the Blackstaff. She's the one that's been hiring at that group Force Grey.
I give Bernard a very slow blink. I'm a state fighter. I don't really pay attention to local politics.
It's one of the adventuring parties.
Actually, Force Grey refers to anyone that gets hired out by the city.
I state such.
Yeah. If you take a job from her, you will become part of Force Grey.
Oh, I have a fucking equipment list right here. Why do I need to go get my book? I'm an idiot.
Are you okay? Are you okay over there?
I'm not okay.
He's not
still
okay.
Looking up equipment and shit.
So Force Grey is the tip of the top of the private security group that she runs on behalf of the city called the Grey Hands.
Well,
maybe this lady wants to hire you out
and
or something.
Finally, what is your alignment, Bernard?
Chaotic good.
Okay.
Not evil.
Not evil. Gotcha. As you turn back to look at your work table to make sure you didn't knock anything off.
Yes, the floor.
Yeah. Well, okay. Sitting on the table, you were the bench.
It's like
you were
a kid with Legos.
Gotcha. Sitting on the bench,
everywhere.
bench you were sleeping under is a perfectly folded pristine origami swan.
Hey, Primrose, you been working on your paper craft over there? You didn't tell me about it?
Rub my left shoulder. No, I don't have my armor on. There's kind of like a weird
Just a tick.
black kind of, I don't know, little flash underneath my shirt. And I look at it, and then I look back at you. What the fuck are you on about?
I'll pick up the swan. Just kind of like shake it at him, pinched in between my fingers. So it's actually not half bad. This is I didn't think your fingers could be so nimble.
Yeah, this is how nimble my fingers are. And I like take one hand and encompass both of his and sort of like try to pull the thing out of his hand, holding on to both of his hands. This is how nimble my hands are. Big
So
fat sausage fingers. Let go. I didn't
mean-
put that there.
fair enough. You could have just said so. I'll carefully unfold it, trying to like memorize how it's folded because I assume Bernard hasn't done a lot of papercraft in his day.
All right. As you do so, sir, you
It
realize that there is
Ah!
a letter written on it, a message.
Oh,
It says, written in common, Reynard says you're a good bet. He bought you tickets to the opera tonight at the Lightsinger Theater in the C Ward. If you're interested, meet Mert at intermission, private box C. Formal attire is required for attendance.
I'm always wearing my Sunday best.
And then
Well, that one's out.
there is a symbol marked on the bottom of the page. A harp in a crescent moon.
Oh, Harper's he. Would Bernard know? Like, obviously, the Harpers aren't a very loud organization when it comes to their clandestine operations. But would Bernard know, that he's the greatest spy ever to spy?
Hold that thought for a
World's
second.
greatest spy? I need to run now?
My cat's just unplugged my monitor. Hang on one second.
I thought he was upset because I was referencing Colton.
Get out! Get out!
No, he just has to deal with small
attack.
children trying to force him to pay attention to them.
Indeed.
Won't give
I
us
need to get some
pets.
half.
Unplug computer.
No bets for you. I need to get me some half plate.
Hang on, gentlemen. I have to do some spray bottling
dog.
here.
If we're
Okay.
Are you there?
we're gonna spend money on half plate, we're gonna put it on the person who's
Sure.
actually at the front
But-
first.
But if we get one, well, actually, if we get enough money for half plate,
I
I can
don't
just
want
make
full plate.
plate mail. You want half plate?
Yes,
Why? Because the Dex mod?
because half plate. I don't.
Because medium
Character
armor? No.
choice. Not
Okay.
really.
That's
I, as a
fair.
player, am not really a fan of full plate. The concept of full plate,
You do you, honey boo boo.
but also character-wise, still wants to be able to move.
Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
you
No.
are hearable.
Okay. That was annoying. I'll ask you a question. I'm gonna ping the map over to a location. Do you guys see the words Field of Triumph here?
Yes.
Okay. That is the gladiatorial arena. So
Ah.
The legal one.
the legal one, yeah.
The WWE cage match, Thunderdome.
Exactly.
Where I participate in not killing other people.
Bronze Bottom Arena.
Exactly.
Hey, look. It's the clearly labeled Blackstaff Tower.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's where the black staff is. Yeah, I need to go clothes shopping if that's the case.
Also, here's something that bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Stormhaven Island. Hmm.
It bothers me.
It's okay, Matt,
Why does that bother you?
because it's Stormhaven.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Right.
I thought I came up with that name myself.
I mean, maybe
I mean, you did.
but that doesn't mean other things won't also be a haven from a storm.
No,
It's
see
okay,
what
Matt.
bothers me is before I came up with the name Stormhaven, I was using Waterdeep as the name of the city. I was just using Waterdeep as the city,
Ah.
which means I must have when using maps of Waterdeep seen that name and it got embedded in my mind and then
That's all right.
I thought you were using. I thought you had previously used Eberron city name.
no, I used Waterdeep. I might have also used an Eberron city name at one point before I settled on Stormhaven, but because the city in Zindrix is Storm something. Anyway, so you all have 3 different contacts you can choose to investigate.
Yeah, well, this one right. First off, what the fuck is up with today and us getting invitations from all these guilds? What in the hell?
Sounds like Floon's been talking. Or not Floon, the other guy.
The Fluna-like.
Renard.
It's Floon alike.
I think he'd like it if you call him that the next time you see him.
Floon alike.
Not Floon.
Ah. Who
But
then?
I sort of like pick the note out of Bernard's hand. This one's out. None of us have formal attire, and I don't think we have enough gold to buy any.
There's always the 5-finger discount.
I
I mean, it's
mean,
just clothes. It's not harming anybody.
if you can find a pre-made, non-tailored suit that's gonna fit, and I sort of like motion to myself, all of me.
Hmm.
They don't make suits for oversized bugbears.
We could always get you a nice set of armor.
That's not really formal attire, is it?
Sure it is. You ever seen some of these paladins walking around in the castle ward?
Well, they're like on guard duty or something. That's not formal attire. Sort of like turn to the cow, right?
Well, actually, in my hometown of nowhere, we use our best wheat sacks sometimes as formal robes.
As soon as he said nowhere, I just like started slowly turning my head back to Bernard and like I mutter very quietly, why did I even talk to him? Why did I even ask?
He's a quite interesting fellow to talk to, but his fashion sense isn't the best.
I beg your pardon. They are very, very nice wheat sacks. They are encompassed into our formal attire during ceremonies.
Yeah, I don't think that'll fly around here.
The gentry around here like to wear a little more flashier clothes than wheat sacks.
I will point
The
out,
lady,
DM whispering into the minds of the players here, but you do happen to know, you know, Volo, who might
Rich
be able to
people?
get you stuff.
Yeah.
Volo and
Ah.
Rainier might be able to give.
Volo doesn't technically owe us anything, but the other guy, not Volo, Renair, or whatever his name was,
Not Floon.
yes, not Floon, he does owe us a favor for getting him out of that jam. Maybe he knows a couple of quick tailors.
Maybe we each look into our own. Wait, no, never mind. I was gonna say maybe we each look into our own invitation, but the invitation in my head from the woman that has the black staff said that I was supposed to come right away and bring you two.
Well, that's fine. We can all go together, and then I can go sneak into this formal event, uh, and Beefy Boy here can go speak to his enclave, Emerald Enclave. Aren't they naturey folk?
They are, yes.
Yeah, they care for the parks and the cemetery in town. Doesn't
Yeah,
seem
that
like
doesn't seem the type of a group that I'd be fitting into.
it doesn't really
It's
seem like they'd have much real work for a man of my talents. I like flex, as I say, talents.
Sure,
none.
everyone needs a good performer.
You listen
I
here.
And zoom up the stairs.
Come back here, you.
You saw me palm that half orc's head and snap his neck. Your head's even smaller.
What you say to me?
I'm just kidding. You're a good kid.
I say that Mama wears combat boots.
I like call up the stairs. I'm just kidding. You're a good kid. Please come back downstairs.
It's the teeth. I can't really tell when you're joking or not.
Yeah, the tusks do get in the way of
I
most
thought it was called
facial
threshes when it was on the
expressions.
bottom.
Are
They are. Well, it depends on how big they are. He probably has tusks. Thrushes are smaller.
Ah.
Have you seen the art? They go up to his nose.
Those
They're
are tusks.
tusks.
Yes, they're large enough to be tusks.
I just sort of like when he starts going into high intelligence words. I'm just like, bugbears have tusks.
I mean, I once
don't
knew
know
a
what you're talking about. But yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, I still
I'd
have a
really
little
like
work to do in this armor.
I'd really like to sleep it over, but maybe we should go. I mean, the woman has a black staff, and you don't really want to mess with people with big old black rods.
Making a lot of assumptions there, are we?
I mean, she's the black staff, right? I don't know. Yeah. How does one come across that kind of nickname?
It is because since Kelborn Blackstaff founded the Mage College in Waterdeep during the third edition of D&D, everyone who has held the position of the Guildmaster after he died has had the title Blackstaff because the badge of office is Kelborn's mage staff, which is the Blackstaff.
Yeah, but Primrose doesn't have that level of local history knowledge, my
Yeah.
guy.
I know. I'm just stating it
So
for.
when
for
he
the
hears about a
players.
lady whose nickname is the Blackstaff, he doesn't really know. He's making assumptions.
Yeah, no, I
I
got
think it's because of the founder, but what do I know?
you. What does the black?
I'd honestly either rather be able to sleep on it all or have us each investigate our prospective things, but I don't really want to make you say she's in charge of a whole fucking mages guild. I don't really want to piss her off by not bringing you two.
And that's fair.
She's already been in my head uninvited once. I don't even want to think about what else she might do.
I don't think she did
I
that
sort of like
to be malicious.
go,
I think that was just more of trying to get in contact with you.
my eyes sort of like go wide for a second. There's a weird dark flare under on my left shoulder. We should go.
I mean, suit yourself.
So
would be
throughout, Bernard, there is at least one thing you know the black staff can do. Throughout the city, there are massive Titan-like colossal statues of like ancient warriors of ages past. The black staff can animate those statues
Hmm.
into like war golems.
Please do not say that.
Ah,
Primrose does not want this knowledge.
do not want.
Anyway, you're gonna go to the black staff tower.
If that is what the group wishes, yes.
I, at a meta level, would like to at least talk to all of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Beef would certainly
Okay.
not oppose going, but he also wants to make sure that he gets to talk to the Emerald Conclave.
Did,
So
did,
we're
But
did
yeah,
they
we're gonna
give
do a
you
round robin type deal.
did they give you a time limit on yours?
I don't believe.
Nope, they just
Yeah,
told.
that's the only reason I want to go right now and actually bring everybody, because she said, "Come right away, bring your companions, compatriots."
I believe mine was an open invitation.
Yeah, see, I would have much rather received an open invitation.
Well, I've got the date tonight, so
You have a hot date?
yes.
With who?
The Harpers.
Oh, that
So
ain't no hot date.
So you all make your way to Blackstaff Tower. The first thing you notice is that there are no doors or windows
Well, we try.
at all.
Like an obelisk.
Almost. It is made of black featureless stone, and as you are standing there trying to figure out what the hell is exactly are we supposed to, you are teleported into the tower.
My thought is
I did not
like
consent.
looking at it from the bottom to the top. I'm like, well, that sure is a large black stack.
Yeah. Oh, that's what they. Woof.
Oh, that's why it's called Black Staff. Whoop.
Yeah. You are inside a large sort of study meeting room sort of location. There are some comfortable couches that you have been teleported directly onto.
Just standing up. We're standing in the couches.
Well, you're sort of teleported into midair and you just sort of fall onto the comfortable couches.
Is it actually calculated correctly to where each of us is at like the same fall height for our height?
Yes.
It would be a lot
Nobody
funnier if
phasing
like
into the couch.
it would be a lot funnier if like she teleported and like you two are to where you would fall, but I'm just kind of like standing there. Damn, being 8.5 feet tall.
Damn it.
A woman of dark skin wearing traveling attire for a wizard, so like a sort of a waistcoat, traveling boots. Clearly more of the adventuring style wizard than the cloistered wizard that just stands up there in the city, like in the city tower all day.
This isn't helping with Primrose's suspicion. She has black skin.
Really?
He's
She's
About the staff color, guys. Come on. It would be one thing if you come in and the person doesn't have. Y'all are wrong.
Yes, we
Y'all
are the
know what I
ones
was
that are wrong.
actually saying. He's assuming there's something extra.
Extra bits.
Let's play him off, Johnny.
Somebody take the shovel away.
she looks at all of you and says, "Thank you for coming on such short notice. For those who didn't get the sending message, I am Vajra Safar. I am the Black Staff of Waterdeep. Besides being an advisor to Laryl Silverhands, the Open Lord, I am also in charge of the private security force. Yes, Mr. Bugbear."
How does one come by a nickname like the Black Staff?
She sort of tilts the large ebony mage's staff that she has in her hand towards you and says, "It refers to the one who holds this staff, as well as the position of office of being the head of the mage's order within Waterdeep."
Now that makes that that also makes sense.
She cocks her head to the side and sort of looks at you for a second, trying to figure out what you're getting at, and then just sort of gives up and goes back to what she was saying.
There's like a slight blush to my cheeks as Primrose is not acting or thinking his age currently.
"I would like to give you an offer for employment, part-time, freelancers, if you will, within the Grey Hands, a private security force that helps the city with sensitive matters that the Watch or the City Guard cannot be seen taking care of or deal with directly."
So you want us to like motion a giant thumb across my giant throat?
Sometimes. Other times you'll be asked to investigate sensitive matters or speak to individuals who might have information that would be of import to the city.
Not everything sounds like a very solid spiritual pursuit.
Now, I just want to be 100% honest. We've also received invitations from some other groups today as well. Well, at least my associates received ones.
Oh? Would you be willing to tell me what informations they were? Or what organizations they were?
I don't know.
The Emerald Conclave seeks to allow me an open invitation, and I believe Her Lady of the Wheat would be pleased if I were to answer their beck and call.
Vajra sort of tilts her head to the side. "I have no qualms with you working with the Emerald Enclave. They are
The
a
Harpers wanted to. Oh, sorry.
they are a trusted
Huh?
group within the city.
Yeah, I hear they take care of the cemetery and local parks.
They also deal with threats from liches and other undead should they attempt to infiltrate the city,
Hmm.
as well as maintaining the farms outside the city walls.
I'm sure
That's the
these
ticket.
undead infestations happen so often.
More often than you might think. Waterdeep is a
That's
large
disgusting.
Waterdeep is a large city with quite a large population, as well as, and she sort of frowns as she's about to say this. You get that this is sort of a point of contention for this people of Waterdeep. The world's largest dungeon under the city.
Hmm.
Yeah, how tragic. Not like that doesn't bring any tourism.
What I mean is that we have quite a lot of dead in the city of the dead within the city, and enterprising necromancers might think that it's worth the risk of raising an undead army. And just to put it into perspective, that's the city graveyard.
Not very enterprising if they think they can come here.
Well, most of them don't
Yeah.
announce their intentions initially.
Young entrepreneury undead raisin idiot.
In any event, if you would like a introductory job to test the waters, I can offer you one now.
Can we like get the information and mull over on it, or can we mull over on the offer at first and then get back to you? I just want to give
I will tell you the
my
mission.
associate
If you
the time.
I will tell you the request. If you complete it and return to me at a later time, I will consider that you have decided to continue our relationship. If not, if you don't bring me the information within a week or so, I will assume that you have decided not to.
One of my eyebrows sort of raises weirdly when she says relationship,
What
and
I
then like
require.
I like poke it back down, like I poke my forehead and move my eyebrow back down.
What I require of you is to seek out a man named Hlom. He's a monk who lives in a cave on the side of Mount Waterdeep. Cat paws on my text.
Plum.
Hlam. Hlom.
Plum. I like blink really slowly, start to turn to Bernard, and then just don't.
He is something of a seer, a mystic and recluse. Hermit, if you will. He occasionally has visions of threats to the city. Once a month, I send agents up to speak to him. All that you will be required to do is climb Mount Waterdeep, speak to him, get any information that he might have, and return with the information to me.
Sounds awful easy.
Well, it's just to see it. Like I said, it's an introductory mission to see if you are willing to participate.
Does he
Listen,
live
if
at
it
the
does-
Peaktop Airy?
No, it just says a cave in the side of the mountain.
Just a cave somewhere.
Yep. There's no mark for it on the map.
Well, we'll come back with the information if we decide amongst ourselves to take upon your offer. I'm sure if you want to get in touch with any of us again, you certainly seem capable. Please let me know if you're ever going to come into my head again. I would appreciate the forewarning.
Would you rather I use the sending spell on someone else then?
I'd just appreciate the forewarning.
It's rather difficult to forewarn you of a sending spell, my friend, so I will just send it to someone else.
Do a sending spell to then do a sending spell.
Hey, I want to enter your mind. I'm entering your mind.
Uh.
I've entered your mind.
Literally, he would accept her starting every sending with the words "message incoming."
uh,
No, I mean just you know, I grew up in a different place where that sort of stuff. I've come a long way from who I was and where I came from, but there's some deep-seated uh, trauma left over.
well, I will. I will.
If you just let me know beforehand, I'll be fine. That's all.
Of course.
There's like a bead of sweat on my forehead.
So,
Thank you for inviting and having us, Miss Safar.
you're welcome. Is there anywhere in particular in the city you would like to be when I teleport you out of the tower?
I like turn left to Beef, and then turn right to Bernard. If they don't say anything,
What
I
time
then
is
turn back and shrug.
What time is it currently?
About the middle of the day.
I wouldn't mind visiting my potential comrades at the Enclave.
Do the other two of you need to go with him, or will you be returning to your manor?
I'll probably be going to the trades ward after this, honestly, but if you just want to group us together to the manor, that'd be fine.
Very well then. I will send your Minotaur friend to his appointment, and the other two of you back to your manor. Do have a
Thank
good.
you. We appreciate the magical assistance.
Do have a good day,
I
gentlemen.
mean, how else are we going to get out?
Well, she could just teleport you right outside the tower.
Well, no, I just like that was me remarking to Bernard, just in general. How else are we going to leave?
There were no doors. So, Beef, you are teleported down to a small villa. Not marked on the map, but it's somewhere in, we'll just say like around here in the southern ward. And the other two of you are teleported back to Troll Skull Alley in the north ward. And to Troll Skull Manor.
Nice.
Is it just me, or was she really pretty?
Not my type. Magic users.
Sort of like my eyes get really wide as I said that out loud. Excuse me, thinking out loud and whatnot.
So, Beef, you appear.
Still sweaty forehead.
You appear in front of a small villa with a like a grape hedge, sort of like fence woven around its yard. And standing in the yard is a, let's see, Person that does not tell me what their race or gender is, just their name.
Hmm.
Melanor Fellbranch.
Ah,
I'm gonna guess with a name like Melanor, they're female, and with Fellbranch, they're either elf or half elf. So we'll say elf.
okay. I'll accept that.
She is currently trimming one of the grape hedges and looks up as she sees you get sort of teleported in front of the building.
Hmm. He's going to approach her and say, "This is a fine establishment. I assume by how well kept your groves are, and your plants, your many bushes and trees, that this might be the Emerald Enclave. Am I correct?"
She sort of gives you a small but like friendly smile. That is correct. I'm Melanor Fellbranch. The Enclave sometimes uses the gardens here as a meeting place. The noble who owns the house is not currently living in Waterdeep. Hello?
I'm here.
Okay,
Trying to formulate a response.
no problem. It just got. There was suddenly no background noise of any clicking or anything from anybody's keyboard, and I was like, did I disconnect? What happened?
Not
Hold up.
today. Um, I see. And I assume that I may speak to somebody about an invitation I received earlier. Oh, and I'm so sorry. I got so far ahead of myself I forgot to make an introduction. My name is Beefcake von Liebowitz. Hmm.
Well, I'm the person who sent you the invitation, so you can talk to me.
Oh, thank you, Sister Velbranch. I am interested in partaking in some of the activities that the Emerald Enclave sanctions. I've heard good things.
Well,
I would like to work on your farms.
Yes, I must continue the work of the Lady of the Wheat. I believe that it would bring her great satisfaction if I were to add myself to your ranks.
I think I might have just the thing for you. Recently, we've been getting reports that some of the outlying farms in Undercliff
Hmm.
have been attacked by animated scarecrows.
Hmm.
Or at least a scarecrow. Exact numbers we haven't been able to determine. We do know it slaughtered livestock, chased off people's horses, and spooked the farmers. No one's been killed yet, so the watch is dragging its feet and leaving the Enclave to deal with it directly.
We can't be having that if there are no farmers to work the fields. Then the yield will not be as wholly fantastic and blessed as it could be. I have some compatriots who I'd like to speak with in order to have them participate in this most holy of adventures.
Well, you're welcome to bring along any friends you think might help you with it. We just need you to
Is it?
investigate as soon as you can. It'll be a nighttime thing,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll just want to go to Undercliff Village and speak to some of the locals there.
I'm writing all this down. That sounds wonderful. Might I ask, has anyone been injured. I believe you said they've been scared off, driven off, but has the scarecrow acted violently?
Well, it's killed livestock, so it's acted violently towards the animals. So far, there hasn't been any humanoid deaths or injuries, but I don't know how long that'll last.
No person injured. Person.
Yes, but it has killed cattle. Yeah, that's why she said. That's why she used the term humanoid deaths.
Mm-hmm. Yet no injuries. Okay.
Yeah, no humanoid deaths or injuries yet.
Is there any other information about the scarecrow? Do you know if it was originally there and perhaps might have become animated? Or
My information on that is sketchy at best. I have conflicting descriptions of the scarecrow, what fields it shows up in, which is why I'm saying I'm not sure of the count. It could be more than one scarecrow. I do know that it's animate, which means it's usually they're animated by necromantic energy, some fool necromancer wandering through the area. Not strong enough to actually animate any corpses, so they make do with a puppet, more or less.
understood. This is very helpful information. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for this opportunity to help bring some glory to the Lady of the Wheat.
Of course, my friend. Just
Hmm.
come back here when you've dealt with it, and we'll give you a reward for your service
Absolutely.
and payment for your time.
Nowhere could certainly use that. Thank you for this opportunity. May the Lady of the Wheat bless you and your yield.
And you as well, my friend. And she goes back to trimming the grapes.
He will do a slight nod and a bow and be on his way back to the manor.
All right. Meanwhile, back at the manor. When you all
Large, embarrassed, sweaty forehead.
Yep.
Of a giant bugbear.
oh gosh, what is the name of that movie? When you all arrive back at the tavern, there is an individual sitting at one of the tables inside the tavern's lower floor that used to be the actual tavern hall.
Mhm.
He is an individual in a very stylish, appears to be pirate garb, with a very large floppy hat.
Excuse you, sir. Who are you and how did you get inside of our manor?
The man turns and looks, and he is a drow, who smiles at you with a cocksure grin. Getting into a place like this isn't difficult at all, my friend. Your locks aren't exactly up to city code, after all.
Grandma.
Wasn't
As-
asking how easy it was. It's rude to come into other people's homes uninvited.
Well, last time I was in this part of town, this was a tavern.
Changed
been a while ago.
ownership.
You notice that he has a flagon of ale, in his hand. And he looks at it and says, "Then who served me this drink?"
Probably yourself. We don't have any ale here.
It did say there was a ghost barman about, but we haven't seen him yet.
Also, he's not affiliated with us in any way.
He doesn't work for us. He's freelance.
He's not
He
even
just
freelance.
kind of came with the building.
If we had our way, we'd kick him out. Well, if I had my way.
No.
Grab my shoulder. Can we help you, sir?
I'm just a concerned citizen. Had my ear to the ground and heard rumors that there might be something big happening in the area soon, and, well, didn't want my neighbors to be harmed, so I thought I'd stop in and see what was what, as it were.
Neighbor. So you live around here.
Oh, a few streets over. I have a house here. I have lots of houses in different cities along the Sword Coast. My name, gentlemen, for I apologize I have not introduced myself. You can call me Jarlaxle.
Do I get immediate alarm bells?
More like Starship Klaxons.
You just see, like, first Bernard was just kind of like, oh, great, now we've got riffraff in our home. And then
I mean,
as
that's
soon as
not
he
wrong.
says his name, he just kind of goes sheet white.
Oh, I'm sure.
All right, are you okay, Bernard? You're whiter than normal.
It seems my reputation precedes me for at least one of you. I assure
Oh.
you, my urchin friend, I have no intention of harming you or your very beefy friend.
No, that's the other one. He's not here right now.
Or the Minotaur. As I said, I am just a concerned citizen.
I like to look back at Bernard.
You just see him kind of like minorly quaking in his boots, sheet white, like rigid.
Yeah, that doesn't seem likely, Mr. Floppy Hat.
I have no quarrel with you, gentlemen, although I wouldn't mind there being a tavern here again. If that's not what you're going to turn the building into, that's none of my business. As a symbol of good faith, he reaches into his coat pocket and pulls out 3 slips of paper. I run a dockside carnival and circus in the Docks District. Tickets for a performance. Whenever you might like to come visit. Good for one show. You needn't all go at the same time, though that would be rather boring if you didn't have anyone to enjoy the entertainment with, now wouldn't it, friends?
You saying we'd be the only ones in the audience?
No, of course not. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, well, have you ever gone to a play by yourself with no friends? Terrible.
Sure.
You poor thing.
You see Bernard's eyes just go a little wider.
Sometimes you just want to appreciate the art for what it is.
Well, I can't fault you on that, sir. That's a good answer. A fine answer. But I figured you might want to go with your friends. Still, that's up to you.
Look at Bernard, and I say to him, I'm really sorry for this. And then I turn back to Mr. Floppy Hat. I've only known these people for like a day and a half. We aren't really friends yet. I turn back to Bernard. No offense. Sorry again.
Yeah, what are just kind of roommates.
Well,
I take, if he lets go of them, I will take D3
he does. He
tickets
lets you have
from
them.
him.
D3 tickets.
Thank you for your invitation. Now, would you please get out of our manor, and next time you wish to speak to us, not enter it without our consent?
He stands up, gives you a bow. Of course, my bugbear friend. I will take no more of your time.
I know I seem incredibly rude right now, but you did enter our home unwelcomed and unannounced.
Well, I'm sure we'll be seeing more of each other in the future, especially if things happen the way I expect they might. Do have a good day, gentlemen, he says as he turns and leaves the building.
I close the door behind him, not very quietly, and then make sure every door to the outside is as locked as it can be. And I will even take some chairs to the not front doors and lodge them underneath I
The
will
hand.
brace the doors that are not our front door.
Gotcha. Beef's gonna come back to a barricaded building.
Well, the front door is open.
Identify yourself.
Who the fuck are you?
No, that's not gonna help. If he decides he wants to get in here, he's probably just going to walk, in here.
Cool. Then he'll have to break
Okay.
a window or something, and we can
Are they
press
going up?
charges.
Okay.
He probably has magical means.
Why the fuck would some floppy hat asshole have magical means? He runs a fucking carnival. Like, slam the tickets down on a table.
I forgot out of character. Is Charlaxel, is he a member of the Zentarum?
No.
No. He
Oh
runs his
no,
own
he has
gang.
his own. He has
Yeah.
his own show.
The Brigand
He's
Dinar.
like the
Yeah,
roguiest of rogues.
yeah. He's the anti. What's the name? Dritzt.
Yeah, he's the anti-drist. He runs a
He's also the
world.
Dritzt antagonist.
He runs a world-spanning pirate guild.
And
Yeah.
yet they're somehow both good guys. Anti-drift, but still not evil. Question mark.
He's neutral. He's not good.
I know.
He runs a pirate gang. You can't be great.
From what I understand of him in Metalore, he does more good than bad outside of his pirating.
Yes,
He's
he
a
does.
reasonable pirate.
Well, he works alongside the Harpers with a lot of stuff. So
Well, I mean, on the seas, he's the normal pirate, but not on the seas, he's an okay guy.
yes,
Just don't have him catch you on a boat.
he runs anti-slavery operations to like free slaves, and he works alongside the Harpers a lot. He is technically a Harper contact. He's not a Harper agent, but he is
A contact.
a contact.
He's just one of the major players in the heist.
Bernard's gonna kind of strap on his runic like exoskeleton basically under his cloak.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
What-
out for some clothes. Let's
What's that?
clothing.
That's new.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
For oh fuck, I lost the vocabulary as soon as I tried to say it.
Hibbity bibbity bibbity.
Yeah. I was like,
We're
okay,
not
I know what I
that
want to say.
old.
Now do it in the accent. Oh fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say, but I still have the accent.
Well, I forgot to give you the picture of Jarlaxle, which I have.
I was kind of surprised that the Conclave person didn't have a photo.
They do not,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
They're supposed to be an important contact. Why they no have photo?
I don't know, but they
For,
don't.
The sake of being brief, it's just some gnomish stuff.
I
Don't
mean,
worry about it.
you didn't have that earlier. When did you have time to put that together?
Last night.
Fuck off. Something like that would take more than one night.
It's a little flimsy. It's just really an additional part to my armor. It's got a little bit of magic in it, not too much.
Like, I know my
And-
legs are rather large. It's still not nice to pull on them.
So, like, out of character, it's basically just like a framework that attaches to the armor that he has on.
The hell kind of last name is that?
Benere? Bienre?
Bainry?
Bay and Ray.
Mr. Floppy Hat Man.
Yep, he has a very large floppy hat. The
Bay
floppiest.
and Ray family is. Man, I forgot all about the Dritz novels. I got to like book 3 and was like, okay, enough.
They're the family that he
The
was running
names-
from,
names are
and
crazy.
Jarlax. They're the and Jarlaxle was chasing him at first, and he's like, when he gets to this, he's like, "I like it up here. I will be a pirate."
I'm gonna stay here and be a pirate.
You
He
be a
was an evil
pirate.
fucker. And now he's just a fucker.
Yeah.
Well, isn't the only reason Dritz isn't evil because he was forced to not be?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
A very Angel from Buffy situation going on. Cursed
Yes.
with a soul. You have to be a good guy now.
No. Yeah, but then he was an actual good guy.
Yep.
And-
So
Yeah, after doing it for a little bit or so long, you grow accustomed to it.
So who are you going to seek out to try and do
not
this?
Floon.
Not Floon. Okay.
Anti-Floon. The
Gotcha.
other Floon.
He
You're gonna-
doesn't mean he's not going to
The
Floon. He
other
means
white
he's
people.
going to not Floon.
Right. No, I get you.
I'm not going to Floon. I'm going to not Floon.
So they do live near each other in the same
I'll
areas.
probably mix up their doors.
I thought one of them still lived in the nice part of town, and the other one had to move to the shitty part of town.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, they used to live next to each other.
Oh
So
yeah, lives in the dock ward.
Floon's the
Floon
one
lives in the
in
dark
the
ward.
shitty
Yeah.
part of town.
So you end up. It doesn't give me like an actual location for where Renair lives, so we'll just say you end up. Where is it? On Diamond Street, in the Sea Ward, which is where some of the fancier houses are.
Nice. The
Uh,
city ward.
You knock on the door to this sort of small, like, condominium style, like, a nice building, but clearly like for one person, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And Renair, Never Ember, opens it up, sees who it is. Says, "Ah, my friend Bernard, right? Your name's Bernard, yes?
Yes, I'm glad that you remembered my name.
Come in, come in. It is a pleasure to see you again, good sir. Could I interest you in a glass of mead?"
I would, but I have a little bit of walking and shopping to do. I just ran into Jarlaxle, so I'm a little on edge.
Really? Well, I can't say I've
Apparently,
never.
we're neighbors. Or adjacent. Whatever.
Interesting. Well, I'm not going to deal with anything about that. What?
And I'm not touching it.
What brings you here, my friend? I hope it's not about Jarlaxle. I can't help you with Jarlaxle.
Oh no. But it is Jarlaxle adjacent.
Hmm?
You know, me and my party, we're a little bit new in town,
Yes.
and I wasn't very sure about expenses and things like that before we got in. I seem to be a little bit strapped for cash, and rather than robbing some people who probably deserve it, I thought I would ask for a favor.
What type of favor, my friend?
We were invited to an opera, and we have no clothes.
Oh,
My
and he
accent
goes,
is fucked.
oh, I see. You're here about the Harpers. They talked to me about you. If I had known that you needed the clothing, I would have sent it ahead for you. You need clothes to meet with the contact at the opera. Of course. Terribly sorry, that slipped my mind.
I'm gonna raise my arms up to the side and just like show off my ensemble of armor and weird science, magic technology shit, and rogues gallery of gear.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not exactly dressed for a formal occasion.
He sort of looks you up and down and goes, well, we might be able to work with that.
With my armor.
Yes. What you need is to make yourself look like you're an emissary of the House of Wonder.
Out of character, I have no idea what the fuck that is, Matt.
The gnomes who
Wonder?
trained you. It's the
Oh, yes.
It's the Temple of Gond.
Gotcha. Yes, the old Temple of Gond.
Yep. Which is just up the road, right?
Right
Here.
down the road.
So, actually, it's right off Diamond Street.
You know, in retrospect, I should have gone and asked my contacts there.
No, don't worry about that, my friend. This might surprise you, but I am a tailor in my spare time. A man has to have some hobbies, you know, other than gambling.
I prefer smithing and leatherworking, but to each his own.
Well, I like working with cloth. But I think we can fit together something that can make your armor look like a dress uniform, don't you? Just come back into my studio here. We'll get you taken care of. Free of charge, my friend. Free of charge.
I appreciate the help. I'm not used to having people actually want to help me.
Well, most
Just
people aren't
two
cowering in a
random-
corner, hiding in a barrel of salted cod.
I think you pickled quite well.
Salty dicks.
You know, as he's sort of measuring you, he goes, you know, I've been hearing some rumors about the area of town that you just got that building from Volo from.
Yes.
It seems that recently gang activity between the Zentarim and the Xanathar's Thieves Guild has increased in that area quite a bit. They seem to both be looking for something or someone.
Well, they were looking for Floon, but we found him first.
Well, no, they were
second.
looking for me.
I mean, they found the Floon.
And me. We were together at the time, remember? But they've stopped looking for me. They know where my house is, and I've had some guards here. No one's come anywhere near. So whatever they wanted off of me, that stone or whatever that they thought that I knew about, they must think that someone has it somewhere around where you are. I'd keep an ear and eye
Stone,
open.
like-
There was some
stone
item
like an
called
artifact?
I'm not sure. Some item called the Stone of Galore. No idea what it is. Apparently my father had it made.
The ghost. The ghost has it.
Can I get that on our Arcana check? See if I know what that is.
Sure. You can try.
I mean, I remember.
You have no
Okay.
idea. What's your bonus? Your score bonus?
I get a +4 for int. And a
Okay, you're
+2
proficient,
for
yeah.
proficiency.
A plus
And I
6?
rolled a 3.
No, I just want to know what your bonus is so I can see what your maximum would have been. You would have not gotten anything even if you rolled a 20.
Ugh.
Big oof.
Big oofs.
The reason being is that the magic item was made specifically by his father recently. It didn't exist
Ah.
before then. So there is no
It's not a
history for you to...
well-known thing.
Yeah, there's no history for you to glean.
Gotcha.
I have no idea what it is. I haven't spoken to my father in over a decade, like I told you when you rescued me. But I'd keep an eye out. They know you rescued me. You might have a run-in with them.
I mean, that's fair. I'm
Now
gonna
raise
get
your
in
arms,
hiding 'cause I
please.
don't
I
know
need to
what they're
measure
doing.
inseam.
I raise my arms and like 2 hammers like fall out of a pocket. Ah, shit, that always happens.
I recommend creating a locking clasp, my friend, for something like that. But
Well, you see, it's a quick release mechanism here from the side, and I was working on it last night. And in case I have to throw a hammer at somebody, I want to have it
Oh no.
available.
I'm not saying you don't have your quick release. I'm saying a safety mechanism when you're somewhere that you are fairly certain you won't be in a fight.
See, the thing is, I did this yesterday.
Well,
The finer points haven't been ironed out yet.
well, you'll have time later. Now your waist, please. There we go. Do you believe?
Crossbow bolts fall out. Fuck!
I do believe I can have something put together in a few minutes. I have some clothing that I believe are in your size, thankfully.
That's very nice.
Would you
Shit, I should
prefer?
have brought the other two.
Only one of you needs to go to meet the contact.
That's what I thought until Jarlaxle said something about not going alone.
He was talking about the carnival, but
I know, but Bernard is on edge.
I wouldn't worry
Who's-
I wouldn't worry too much about it, my friend. The building is a Harper-controlled building. Jarlaxle won't have assassins there for you.
Well, I mean, if you
Bernard
think
works
so.
on a different wavelength.
Yeah, Bernard is everyone wants to kill me for zero reason.
I promise you, my friend, you'll be perfectly safe.
All right, if you say so.
And that's how Bernard died.
Died.
He gives you
And that's
a
when Bernard was not fine.
so you may add a set of fine clothes to your inventory, sir.
Very nice.
Custom tailored fine clothes.
Fancy.
If your friends do want some tailored clothes later, just send them to me. I can make them something.
Honestly, I think the Minotaur's been wearing a flour sack underneath his armor. I kind of feel bad for him.
Oh dear.
I think it's part of his religion or something, but
Burlap chafes terribly. That's not good for his skin
I
health.
know I used to be an urchin. I didn't have anything else to wear.
I think a creature with fur can kind of get away with not caring about the chafing on the skin of burlap.
It would wear
But
his
it's-
fur down.
Point.
It would wear his
Yeah.
fur off eventually.
Okay,
The-
no, that's
the
actually
whole-
even worse.
Yeah.
He's got the fur on his head and his forearms and like his shins, and instead of a farmer's tan, just the rest of him is completely bare. Like,
he's
what's wrong?
he has a farmer's pelt.
He's got the mange. What it is? Poor
Beef does not
beefy
have
boy.
mange.
He's a
He's a
very
precious
handsome,
cow.
healthy boy. He's got them
Precious cow,
Wheaties.
So-
yes, he's
He's
been
got-
eating his Wheaties.
We'll just go ahead and move to the
That's all he eats.
evening at the Lightsinger Theater in the C Ward. Which
All he eats is wheat.
And then
Yes.
after this, I'm probably gonna have to go because I have to work tomorrow.
How
No worries.
dare you have a job?
this will be
right?
this will be a good place to cut it off after you all sort of get all of your contacts and side missions.
They've only been making me do the work of two people in the same amount of time. Big deal.
The first half of the play. So this is great because it actually tells me what play is being played in the theater for each of the 4 seasons.
Oh, nice.
The winter play is, and stop me if you've heard this, about a vampire lord in a castle.
Oh, Lord.
Oh no!
It is literally
Get away.
it is literally Curse of Strahd as a musical.
Curse of Strahd, the stage play.
We can never get away from
No, it's Curse of Strahd the opera. What is it? Hold on. Let me look up what it's called because it has a stupidly ridiculous name. Hang on.
It's amazing.
Old
I
Town.
demand that the title and description is read.
Yeah, hang
I
on.
must know.
Hang on, I'm trying to find it. The theater. Here we go. Theater. Oh God, all of the plays are ridiculous. Where is it? The Winter. Here we go.
I would expect no less.
Blood Wedding. A play about love, jealousy, and death. In the story, a young woman is brought to a castle by a count, only to fall in love with his younger brother, a man of faith. Her betrayal eats away at the jealous count. He murders his brother on his wedding day and pursues the bride, who hurls herself off the battlements in despair. The count is cursed by the guards and transformed into a creature of darkness, damned to live in his castle and feed on blood.
Oh goodness.
That is literally the story of how Strahd became a vampire.
Yeah, you might as well take the Curse of Strahd, like the Strahd book, and just that is the quick review.
Yeah, and read the background story for Strahd.
Someone found his diary and decided and said, "Man, this is a great fictional story. Let's make an opera about it."
The autumn play is Saphira's Booty, a romantic comedy about a blue-haired madam named Saphiria who runs a thieves' guild out of a feast hall when a charming sea captain arrives with a hold full of booty from a faraway land.
Booty.
She decides to steal it. Zaniness ensues when she falls in love with the first mate, who is half her age, while the captain falls in love with her.
Ooh.
Big gags.
The summer theater thing, or is the theater not open in the summer? The theater is not open in the summer, so it doesn't show up as a summer one. The spring play is Meet the Goodberries and Kiss of the Lamia.
Oh.
I want to see Meet the Goodberries. Sorry, it's just too good.
Meet the Goodberries is a comical glimpse into the travails of a large halfling family engaged in illicit criminal activity. Kiss of the Lamia is a tragic play about an evil Mohoranti prince who is banished to a desert, charmed by a Lamia, and sent back with powerful magic items to conquer his homeland in her name.
I see.
So, you arrive, and the first half of the play is very tense and exciting. Bernard, you are now immensely paranoid that the nobles might be out to get you.
Yeah.
When during the intermission, you make your way to the private box that you were told to meet your contact in.
I'm going to be as stealthy as possible. Stealthiest stealth boy.
When you arrive, there is a single rotund man sitting in the box by himself. Roll me a stealth check, by the way. How stealthy are you?
I wish to be the stealthiest, however, dice may say otherwise.
That's not
stealth sometimes.
That's not terrible. You could be a lot worse. But let's just take a look, shall we, and see whether or not you are as stealthy as you think you are. Give me just a second while it processes the character sheet.
Oh no, you have to fight the fat man.
No, I'm not.
Not stealthy enough. He is dressed in fine clothes as well, not in his armor like in the picture. Ah, my boy, please, come in, sit down. We have things to discuss.
All right.
You can call me Mert, or you might know me by my business moniker, Mert the Moneylender. I own and operate the banking guild here in Waterdeep.
Oh yes, I've heard of you before, but I've never had the chance to meet acquaintance.
Well, you've made an acquaintance of a good friend of mine. The owner of the Yawning Portal and I used to be adventuring compatriots when we were younger. Quite some time ago.
Oh yes, we were in Darnan's establishment the other day.
Yes, so I've heard. And I've heard you've also helped our friend Velothamp with the recovery of his young gambling friend Floon, as well as the estranged son of the current Lord Protector of Neverwinter. Daggled Neverember's son, that is, Renair. You're
Yes,
wearing...
actually, he's
I can
one of
see
his
you're
family.
wearing one of his... Yes, I can see you're wearing one of his unique ensembles. Very good choice, sir. Now, but to business, as they say, as I say. You see, I work with an organization that you might have heard of called the Harpers. Dernan and I used to be active agents for the organization back in the day. Now we're more of recruiters, you might say. We, at Renard's insistence, have decided to offer you positions within the Harpers if you so choose.
I don't think my other companions are really the how should I put it? Clandestinely operating variety.
Well, not every Harper
And
is...
and and the level 20 fighter that runs a bar was?
I mean, he's probably got a pretty okay deck score. I don't know. I haven't seen his stat block.
Dernan couldn't be stealthy if you covered him in bacon grease and rolled him down a hill.
You.
He had me for that.
Well, any good party has a well-rounded.
Because believe
set
it
of
or
skills.
not, Mert is a rogue.
No fucking way.
He's
Well,
he's a
let's
level.
put it this way. If that picture is supposed to be him in armor, it is not heavy armor. So yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, he has an 18 dex
Jesus.
and an 18
Just
strength.
Your dexterity is as high as mine.
Just because somebody's big doesn't mean they can't be quick, or nimble, or
I know.
light-fingered.
He is a fighter rogue, actually, to be clear.
Oh.
Oh man, does he also have a decent strength then?
He has an 18 in all 3 physical stats.
Ooh, wow. My man.
So what you're saying is he's Baji from what's that show called? Oh, I forgot the name of the show.
He is a well-rounded individual.
It's Baji from Into the Badlands.
Basically, yeah.
Is that a reference to Baji from Journey to the West?
The whole show is a reference to Journey to the West.
I've never seen the show, so
Well, he is a battle master fighter assassin rogue.
he's an
Jesus.
accomplished man.
He's a more rotund Ezio Auditore.
Exactly. He's Ezio. He's retired Ezio, basically.
Retired plus 10 cheeseburgers, Ezio.
Yeah. Now then, I understand your predilection to assuming that the organization is clandestine, and I do appreciate that is the face of the organization that you are familiar with. But we do sometimes hire more direct interventionary members. Mostly, I would be having you run messages between my contacts. Perhaps you'd like to take a test job, see how you like it. Get your feet wet.
I think our group would be willing to take on some extra jobs. I know we could use the extra capital at least if we're going to renovate.
Excellent. You'll find this
area.
one entertaining at the very least. I'll need you to make contact with one of my informants.
Which informant?
Well, one of the drays, that's the taxi carriages, in town is pulled by an awakened horse named Maxine.
An awakened horse, you say?
Yes, she can talk. Quite the conversationalist.
Interesting.
Locate her and find out if she's learned the identity of any Zent operatives in her area of influence. And if so, determine the whereabouts of said individuals. You need not engage them, just determine whom they are and where they might operate their front businesses and the like. Maxine, I'm sure, can help you with that. Give you a ride around the city if you need. Now, my boy, the intermission is almost over.
Oh. Just want to ask for a physical description.
Oh, it doesn't give me one. Gosh.
Of the awakened horse.
It just says...
Just
Just so that I'll be able to identify them.
Yeah. She's a draft horse.
Just find the horse that answers to Maxine.
Yeah, because I'm gonna run out in the street and look at every carriage that comes by. Are you Maxine? Are you Maxine?
I mean, yeah. Why not?
She's a draft horse, a strong Clydesdale breed. Dappled coat. Moves between the north and sea wards. For the most part.
I'm not exactly human, so I guess I can just communicate telepathically with every horse I come across that matches that description. So one of
There
them
you
answers me.
go.
You can communicate telepathically. See, I knew there was a good reason to get you in on this organization. Now, my boy, please, we must be quiet now. The play is about to start back up. This is the most important part of the play, the most exciting, the wedding feast.
Turns out every horse that isn't Maxine will answer telepathically to calling out Maxine.
Carrot? Sugar?
Because you're talking to them telepathically and not physically.
No, they'll all just tell me nay.
You're fired. We're kicking you out of the party. No!
That's it. Everyone died. The end.
So,
Rocks fall, Bernard dies. Primrose and Beef look up, it's a mouth. Damn it!
So, as we leave off, you all have gotten contacts with the Harpers, the Grey Hand, or the Harpers. No, the Grey Hand's right. The Grey Hand and the Emerald Enclave that have each offered you side jobs, as well as received a warning from the mysterious Jarlaxle that something might happen in the coming days in Troll Skull Alley. That is where we will leave off.
Wonderful.
Good.
Thank you, Matt.
Can't wait to go talk to many horses.
Thank you very much. That was fun. I greatly appreciate you running the game again this weekend.
No problem.
Very good as always.
And just to go over it, because I've been streaming these, that was Garrett playing Bernard Ives, the Kalashtar
Artificer.
Artificer. I could not think of that name. Thomas playing Primrose, the bugbear fighter. And Sean playing Beefcake von Liebowitz, the Minotaur cleric. We will be back next week as dragon season begins.
Whoa.
Dragon season, fantastic.
All right, I'm gonna hop over and say hello to you before I go to sleep.
Alrighty. And I am cutting this. I'm going to cut the stream as soon as the outro music stops. So.
Gotcha. See you later.